Hi friends, it's Peggy from prettypapercards.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm here with my little dog Ellie. And I just noticed that I forgot to put my extra little microphone on here, so let me get that on. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. I know it's just hot all over the country, and we are over 100 right here in northern San Diego County. Let me just try to see if I can get this in. There we go. Is better? Is that better? Good. Okay, I've been running late. I don't know why I was running late. We had things going on. You know how you have things going on. Let me just check here and see make sure we're live. Ellie was settling down for her nap and I snapped her up. So let's just see. Ross, good to see you. Carol Schaefer, hello. From Connecticut. I bet all of your places are hot. We're all hot. Let me get my glasses on so I can see all of your comments. Much better. Yes, I knew the sound would be better. I just forgot to add that extra little microphone that I have. I hope you guys are having a nice week. I'm having a busy week. I've got a lot of stuff going on, and some of it I'm going to be telling you about. Ellie is doing very well. She's been really learning to come. So she's 9 years old, and do you believe she doesn't even come properly? I can't get her to necessarily come when I ask her to come if she doesn't want to. She has her own little personality. So she never really liked treats before, but we call them COOKIES, so I'm not going to say that word. But she never liked that. She never liked them. She just was real picky with her appetite. And all of a sudden, she started liking food a lot better. So I got some treats, and she is coming in from the backyard when I call her to come. She's coming to me. See, she hears me kind of saying that word. She comes when I want her to come in, and in my craft room, my stamp room. So I am very pleased with that. And I'm thinking she might gain just a little bit of weight, but you know what? She is so stinking smart that she purposely wasn't coming and staying out because she wanted to be called and get that treat. She is just a really smart little cookie. I heard that Yorkshire Terriers are really smart, and she is. I just love her. Yeah, she's a late bloomer. Now, don't forget, I always award the prize at the end. Last week's prize was, I'll just show it to you, and I'll award it at the end. 3 of my handmade cards. I know the glare is bad. I'm sorry. And so that's what I'm going to award at the end of the day, and I have a really good prize for next week. So if you're interested in getting the prize for next week and being in the, I do the random number generator. So put the word prize in a comment, either on Facebook or YouTube. I always check my wonderful YouTube people. I love my YouTube gals. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys. Allison, good to see you. Allison appears on here in the comments as Al. So you might think it's a guy, but Al Beal is really my friend Allison. She lives here in San Diego, not that far from me. So that's Allison if you see her. Well, so I have so much stuff to tell you about. One of the things I have to tell you about is that for the next couple weeks, I'm going to be offering mystery envelopes, okay? I'm going to put her down. She kind of wants to get down. And the mystery envelopes are priority 8.5 by 11 or bigger envelopes that I have stuffed with retired product. And I'm going to just try to turn the camera a little bit so that you can see. Let's see. Let me go this way. Do you see that stack of mystery envelopes? Yep. those are the mystery envelopes. And oops, my cord is showing there. Whoops, like your underwear is showing. Your cord is showing. Whoops. Okay, so here is one. I'll just show you. This is one mystery envelope. And I don't know about you guys, but I call envelopes envies for short. So I have 7 mystery envelopes. They're already packed up, each one. So I have 5 envelopes that have 2 inches of retired designer series paper. That's why it's so fat. You see how fat it is? That's 2 inches of designer series paper, 6x6, that I cut 6x6. Each of the mystery envelopes has 4 partial spools of ribbon, and each one has 3 of my own handmade cards that I put in a little plastic mailer envelope for you guys. So every one of the 5 mystery envelopes has all that stuff in it. I am ready to send them out. 2 of the envelopes, because I have 7 total, 2 of the envelopes have about 8 partial spools of ribbon retired, and 3 of my handmade cards in a special plastic envelope to protect them. And I'm going to give out one and mail, including shipping, 1 mystery envelope for every $50 order in my online store, and the link is above for Facebook and below for YouTube. But you have to use the special host code, and I put it in the description so you can see it there. But I'm going to show it to you. It's I was writing in a hurry, and here it is. This is this. I think it's correct. It's facing the right direction. This is the special host code to use if you want one of the mystery envelopes. So what you do is, when you start your order in my online store, let me get that straight, you put the host code in right at the beginning, right where you put your name. And then you go through and finish your order, $50 or more, and I'll see the order, and boom, I'll put a mystery envelope in the mail to you. And I have 7 of them, and when they're all gone, they're gone. So mystery envelope, I'll show this again another time toward the end. And I'll try to keep it down here on my space down here so that you can win a mystery envelope. I love to give you guys my retired product. It's so beautiful, and I don't like to keep it and waste it. I'm always using current products so that you can see what's new. So mystery envelopes. Okay, that was one announcement. It is a fab gift. It is a fab gift, Marcia. So what else? Okay, YouTube candy. Oh, you guys, I've thanked you. I just want to thank you so much, both my Facebook people and my YouTube people, because you have been great on subscribing to my YouTube channel. I have gone up to 1,980, and when I started this plan, I was at 1,957. So I've gone up in just a couple weeks. I've gone up quite a lot. I'm so excited, and I want to get to 2,100 just because I just picked that number. It's over 2,000, and I'm just excited to get to 2,100. And when I get to 2,100, I think you've seen the prize for that. When I get to 2,100, I'm going to do a special YouTube with one of the wheels, the wheel of names, and award a mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine that I am saving for the winner. So as soon as I get to 2,100 on my YouTube channel, 2,100 subscribers, so there's a little spot, a little rectangle on the right of your screen when you're on my YouTube channel that says subscribe. So be sure to subscribe, get your friends, your family, everybody to subscribe, and then I'll have a special YouTube, and I'll let everybody know so you can all get on there. We'll put all your names in the wheel of names, and we'll choose one right there live. So really excited to give this away. Okay, what else? Celebration is still going on. This is the last month, and that is when you get a free gift for every $50 that you spend. And so if you spend $50 in my online shop, and you'll first of all get one of my mystery envelopes, and then you'll also get a Celebration gift from the Celebration catalog or the 10 additional gifts that they have recently added. Now, this is on the Stampin' Up, my Stampin' Up online shop, and it's also on my blog. Not today because I have a special blog hop going on, but almost every day this is on my blog. These 10 extra free gifts for $50 and $100 orders. But what I wanted to tell you, I've had a few people ask me, these items, these extra 10 items, the new 10 items that you can get free, they're from our annual and our holiday mini catalog. So if you want to get them free, you have to use the special number that's on the flyer. I've had some people not be able to order them and not be able to get them free, and they've contacted me, and I've had to explain you have to use this number, and all these numbers begin with 16 as an item number. So I just wanted you to know that. So let me I'm going to just turn you down here so that you can, where is my camera? Uh-oh. Let me just check this camera. Okay, let me see. Oh, it's going upside down. Okay. Let me see. I'm trying to get it. It's looking at the ceiling. Those are my lights. There we go. There we go. Oh, goodness sakes. Okay. No, I thought I got it down there. Are you guys just laughing? Judy, hello. Prize. Yes, there we go. Okay. I don't know why it keeps flipping back up. Let me get it straight here. Okay, there we go. Here are the 10 items that you get during Celebration in the month of August. You can choose these items, and you have to use the number starting with 16, the item number that's on this. I have the flyer. But if you look these up on my online store, it will also tell you, just be sure you use the number that starts with 16 if you want one of these for a prize, for your free gift with Celebration. And there's that host code to use for the for my mystery envelopes. Okay, let's get started. Let's just get started. I think we should. Okay, what we're going to make today is we are going to make a tag. It goes with a card. We're not going to make the card because I thought it would take us a little bit too long. I wanted to show you some tag making techniques, and we are using the Rustic Harvest Suite, which is in the mini catalog. And here it is. It's the beautiful Rustic Harvest Suite. I wonder if any one of you have, hi Eleanor, good to see you. I wonder if any of you have already gotten the Rustic Harvest Suite. It's beautiful. Or the stamp set is called the Hello Harvest. It's Rustic Harvest and is the suite. Hello Harvest is the bundle. And here's the beautiful, beautiful designer series paper. Then over here is they're just focusing on the bundle, the stamp set, and the dies. And that's what we're going to use today. Hello Harvest bundle. And it is just so pretty. So we are going to make a pretty tag, and kind of the techniques. You got it, Eleanor? Excellent. Excellent. Carol, you love tags. Good. The card is pretty much the same, using some of the same dies, so I don't think you'll have any trouble making a card. I wanted to focus today on the tag. Okay, so let's get started. Now we're going to start with we're going to use quite a few dies today. And let me just get them out here. I don't want to lose any because some of them are small. Here's the stamp set, Hello Harvest, and it has some really nice sentiments that I like on it. And the dies, most of them, they're called Rustic Pumpkin dies. Most of them we're using, so I've got them off my board. So that doesn't really do you any good today. But what we're going to start with for tags, I really like to use my, let me just get the exact name here. my tailor-made tag dies, and I'm going to use this largest one over here. The nice thing about them is they go ahead and put a hole in, and they have stitching on the side, and they're basically the same. The topping of this is the topper is a little different, and they each have these little this is circles and this is a little other shape if you want to use them over the hole. So these are the tailor-made tag dies. So let's just get this one out, and we're going to start with instead of a card base, it's going to be a tag base of pumpkin pie cardstock, which of course I'm starting the fall. Did you notice? I kept saying I'm not going to start the fall, but I am now. I'm ready. I'm going to go for fall cards, fall things, and we're starting today with the fall tag. And so we're just going to cut this tag out. Now, I might be able to fit some more things on here. Let's just see what else I can fit on here. I'm going to cut out a couple of pumpkins. And there are several pumpkin dies in this set. I don't know if you guys have noticed. These are dies that also emboss. I'm going to try to show you. Do you see that embossing? And I'm going to show you how these two dies together make an embossed pumpkin. Okay. And then I'm going to, this is the little stem. There is a little tiny stem of the pumpkin, and here it is. A little tiny stem die, and it even has embossing also, and I'm going to use Cajun Craze cardstock for that. And this cardstock here is Pale Papaya. So we've got some beautiful orange colors, dark, medium, and light, and that's going to make our tag so pretty. So I've got the big machine today because that way, plus I need to emboss some things, but this allows me to put more things through at one time, which I kind of like. Okay, so let's see what we've got now. Hi Pam, thanks for stopping by. So here is the tag base, and see what I mean, how nice it is that it cuts that nice oval hole, and it has stitching all around. It's so nice, so pretty. Uh-oh. That was a little die, but I'll pick that up later. And then here are our pumpkins. This actually is one pumpkin, and I want to hold it up. Can you see the embossing on there? And to create the pumpkin, you do that. Isn't that neat? Those are I feel like I want to say they're bonus dies, because you also get the pumpkin die that goes with the actual pumpkin stamp in the stamp set. But these are beautiful. And then here is the little pumpkin stem. Can you even see that? Little tiny pumpkin stem, and it has embossing on it too. So I'll show you how we're going to put those together. Now we're also going to use a celebration item. So I need to bring my machine back up. Yes, it is really pretty, Marcia. And what we're going to do, one celebration item, which I hope you've gotten, is the beautiful silver and gold 6x6 paper. And I wanted to show it to you. It's gold striped on white, gold dots on white, silver striped on white, and silver dots on white. And you get a nice size package of pre-cut gold and silver this gold and silver paper, and I think it's going to be, well, I'm using it today, but it's also going to be really great for Christmas cards. So I'm going to run that through, because this is with one of our layering circle dies, because I want a circle of this beautiful paper, and we're just going to get all of our die cutting out of the way right in the beginning. So there's our pretty circle we're going to use on our tag. And then this die set, it really makes me just giggle, because it has the cutest, these are little teeny tiny parts of the pumpkin vine. and I want to cut these out. I forgot, I should have put them through with the gold and silver, the gold and white. Let me just move that just a tad. There we go. These are super cute. Wait till you see how pretty they are. They really add just dimension and just, I would say my term, cuteness, but some of the rest of you would have a different word, but I like the word cute a lot. So look at, can you see, well, I'm just dropping these little dies all over the place. Can you see these 3 little stems? Aren't they just cute? And we're going to put these on our pumpkin, and I'm going to show you how adorable they look. Now, the only thing we have left to do with our machine, with our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, is that we are going to emboss with an embossing folder. This is the Painted Texture 3D embossing folder. And we are going to emboss our tag inside of this folder. So let's just slip it right on in there. As long as we've got the machine out, we might as well do it, right? And when you're embossing something that also is die cut, normally you're going to do the die cutting first and then the embossing, as far as this type of embossing. And we're going to use plates 1 and 4. This is the embossing plate for 3D embossing folders, which this one is. And I'll show you how neat this looks after it's embossed. Instead of just a plain tag, all of a sudden it's something really special. Look at that. Isn't that just really special? It's abstract, but also with dimension. I really like that. So that is the Painted Texture 3D embossing folder. If you don't have it, I like it because it doesn't have a lot of activity, but it has enough. It has enough. Okay, now we are getting ready. So this is how we're going to do our tag here. I'm going to lay it out. I like to lay out my projects. I don't know about you guys, but I really like to lay out my projects to see how it's going to look. And so this is the, I'm going to put the pumpkin right on top and just see what I think about that. Doesn't that look, I really like that. I like that the circle gives, really brings attention to the pumpkin. So let's start putting it together. First, I'm going to put the pumpkin together. Now you could, there are a couple things you could do here, which I did not do. You could, let me make sure I'm on the right side here. Yes, I am, because I can see the embossing. You could use a blending brush to blend over that dry embossing there to get a little more dimension. I am not going to do that, but that's one option that you could do on both of these pieces. The other thing you could do is you could glue this piece right on with multi-purpose glue. But I like to use a lot of dimensionals. I like my cards to have a lot of layers. So I'm using 2 Stampin' Dimensionals right here to put this little center of the pumpkin right in there, just like that. Isn't that interesting? I personally would not have thought of that, but I love it. Okay, now we can go ahead and let's go ahead and put our circle right onto our tag. And I'm going to use, again, more Stampin' Dimensionals. You know, especially for a tag, the tag could look very flat if you glued it all down, but this makes it, it just makes it, I think, neater. It makes it like something bigger or of more effect when you use all the dimensionals. And then we're going to go ahead and put our pumpkin on with more dimensionals. We are just going to town here. And it is going to be great. Okay, here we go. Now, when I show you a tag like this, don't think in your mind, okay, what am I going to use a tag for? And I don't use tags because this tag is so pretty that you will be able to put it on a card as, you know, as a centerpiece of the front of a card. And you're going to, if you don't use tags, that is definitely what you're going to want to do. All right, Now we've got our cute little vines, and they're so intricate. I'm going to hold them up. I'm still punching little pieces out because it really is, they're just neat. I really like them. I like vines though. And let me just show them to you up close so you can see 3 different vine dies. Isn't that just neat that they would create 3 different dies like this? I just love them. And all we're going to do is we're just going to glue them in very, very gently in between the layers with multi-purpose glue. That's it. And just a few, whoa, that's kind of a lot. We just need a little bit on there, not much, and it's not going to even show. And I'm going to tuck it right up there. Let me get it so that you can see it. So there's that first one. Do you need to come down just a little bit? Let me see if that would help you. Maybe you can see a little bit better there. Okay, and then we'll put another one on, and they just slip right up in there, right up in between the layers is where you're going to want to put them. Just a little tucking action, right? So we're just going to tuck that one up in there. And then we have a third one that I think I'm going to put over on this side. Okay. And we'll just tuck that one a little closer. You know what? I forgot to put the stem on my pumpkin. I thought something was missing. Here it is. Here's the stem. Okay, now we're going to look better. I knew there was something funny. And the stem is it took me a minute to figure it out. I'll set it down like that so you can see it. This is what tucks under the pumpkin. I'm so glad I found that. I almost made a pumpkin without a stem. Can you even imagine? Okay, so now with this, when you've raised this up on dimensionals, you can tuck these things under anywhere. So I'm just putting the stem, let me see. Maybe I need to put the stem down under there. I think we'll do that. And let me take a bone folder here. Let's see. There we go. Okay, that's where I want it. I want it between the circle and the pumpkin, and I'll just do like that. Doesn't that look so much better? Much better. Yes, love the vines. Right, Marcia. That is exactly what I was going to say. I wasn't thinking of those same words, Marcia, as far as stunning, but it's these little things that Stampin' Up! Does that really make such a difference. Okay, now we can go ahead and stamp our sentiment because our pumpkin is basically done. And I think we're going to add some ribbon and everything, and when we get it all done, it's going to be a wow tag. Okay, I'm going to use the sentiment that says, let's take a look, you are such a blessing. Now you could definitely cut off the top part and just have bless or just the word blessing, but I'm going to go ahead with the whole thing, and I'm going to stamp it in Cajun Craze ink. Judy, hello Judy. Yes, those cardstock colors are beautiful. They're 3 lovely oranges that really do go together well. So I'm stamping the sentiment. I kind of think that's a bit crooked. I'm going to turn it over and do it again and see if I know why I got it crooked. I'm not sure. Okay, that kind of looks better. It's still not perfect, but we'll make do. Okay, it says you're such a blessing, and what I'm going to do, I used a bigger piece so that I could do this, so that I can trim it, and I have this little trimmer. I so wish that I could sell it to you, but it's not for sale. It was something that was Stampin' Up! Had years ago, but I just love it, and I like to use it when I'm doing a live because I don't have to bring my bigger one out. I just have this nice little one. Okay, so there's our sentiment. And what we're going to do is we're going to trim up a little flagged end. In fact, truthfully, it's a little bit You know how you do? I'm doing that. It needs to be trimmed a little bit more. You know how you do that? You take one look at it and you're like, a little bit more. And let's trim on the bottom too. We'll get it a little bit thinner. I know you guys do this. That's why I don't mind doing it, because I know you do the same thing. There, I'm much happier now. Now I'm happy with it. That's a better size for the tag anyway. And so we're going to go ahead and do a flagged end by clipping in the center with our paper snip scissors, and then from corner to center. There are punches and so forth that do this, but it's just quick and easy to do it this way. So there's our little flagged end, and I did it on the right side because I'm going to tuck my sentiment out to the right, just like that. And what I'm going to do is put some glue underneath, and you can see where I stamped the previous one and I wasn't totally satisfied. And then we'll tuck this in between the layers here, just like that. And do you see what I mean about how this could go on the front of a card? It definitely could, because it's so pretty as is. And now we're going to put on the ribbon, which is going to make it even better. All right, so now I'm using, this is the pale papaya ribbon that goes with this cardstock, and I just think it looks so pretty with this tag. And it's called Open Weave Ribbon, Pale Papaya Open Weave Ribbon. It comes in all the in colors from 2020, no, I don't know. Anyway, it's not the current in colors, but we always have 2 years worth of in colors, and it's the one previous to the current ones. And I know some people don't necessarily like this, but I like to cut plenty of ribbon so I never have to do it again. I always like to have lots of ribbon because I like to play around with my ribbon. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and tie some linen thread around my ribbon to create a knot and a bow. And because of the way it's been on this spool, it's all curled, which I love. So let's go ahead and do this. We're going to make a knot and then a bow. It's pretty curly when you first take it off the spool, so it's a little bit, you kind of have to work it. And we're just going to tie a knot there, because it's thin enough and we can do it, and it'll hold the ribbon securely. I think this is a real cute way to do a tag, a ribbon on top of a tag. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead now and trim my ribbons here. Let's get them going straight, and I have to reach across. I forgot to pull these out. I have these wonderful scissors that Stampin' Up! Used to sell. I know, I'm just using things they used to sell that they don't, that are fabulous. And I'm just going to trim these, one a little bit taller than the other one. I like that look. And now I've got my pretty linen thread, and let's tie that in a big bow, a nice big bow. And let's see. We're going to pull that loop out. There we go. And see how pretty this looks? Lots of curly Q linen thread, lots of curly Q vines. It's just a real kind of curly thing, isn't it? You have 2 of the scissors and love them. Yes, Carol, I totally agree. So here is our sweet little tag. I just think it's the cutest. I feel like I should have a piece of white paper so that it sits on a piece of white paper to show you how pretty it is. Let me reach up here and grab one. I have my cupboards up above with all my paper. So let's do this. There, now you can really get a good look at the tag. Isn't that pretty? And let's put the 2 together. Isn't that just cute? And on top of a card, it would be gorgeous. Now I'll just show you the card that I made, the coordinating card that I made, just so that you can see. I used the Cajun Craze card base. I used a piece of the pale papaya in there. And then this is that beautiful gold and silver paper from Celebration that you get free. And I used a blending brush and I blended some pumpkin pie ink on it. And then the pumpkin is exactly what we made. And this is that same sentiment, only I embossed it in white embossing powder and punched it with a it's like a, I don't know if it's called a postage stamp, rectangular postage stamp punch. I will be posting these on my blog probably Friday, and I'll give all the details so that you can recreate them if you want to. Okay, a couple more things and then I'm going to award the prize. I wanted to show you, I forgot at the beginning to show you 2 pretty cards that I got this week that I wanted to show you. This is from a friend who sent this beautiful little note. Isn't that pretty? Some watercoloring in the back, very beautiful. I love this. And then this one is really special because it's from my friend Anthony in London. He's a demonstrator in London and he pops on here every so often. I know it's really late for him. I think right now it's about midnight for him. And so a lot of times he'll watch it on the other, on a rewind, or he'll watch it back. But isn't this a beautiful card? So I love, who doesn't like getting a card from overseas, right? So these are the 2 cards I got this week. I'd love to receive your cards. Thank you so much for sending them, Anthony and Linda. I think this is from Linda. Yeah. Thank you so much for your cards. I really like